Hey everyone, it's Tiff.
Hey guys, it's Elle here. Sound very enthusiastic.
Yeah, we're gonna react to the top 10 Reddit threads in our Singapore.
Of all time. So Tiff, do you use Reddit a lot?
I do, but I don't participate in the Reddit threads.
I think I'm mostly a lurker. Like the only time that I actually post on, okay, I don't even post, I only comment on our Singapore. Mostly it's like daily threads, and mostly it's just to like ask people like, do you know like where to get this? Do you know where to get that? So I think that's what the daily thread is really useful for. So we're gonna start counting down from the 10th. 5.1k upvotes from just a month ago actually. Very, very recent, very relevant news.
No dining in and social group sizes cut from 2 from July 22nd as Singapore returns to phase 2. I think we went from 3.
Yeah, P2HA in May,
Yeah.
P3HA in June,
Yeah, and then we went back.
and then we went back in July, so it's P2HA.
Yeah.
And now we are back in, what's this now?
I don't know. Honestly, I think by July, I think we were all we were at the end really. Like it was
we were like done. Let's look at the top
The
comments. Is by username Solo the Sensei. Basically like talking about how like P2HA has like really killed their business. And then after that, Winter Equinox 007 replied that they also work in the F&B industry and the revenue fell by 90% during the last lockdown. So it's absolutely terrible. Generally,
90% though, that's like almost the entirety of your
yeah.
business.
That's damn bad.
Yeah.
User I1 Siobak. I freaking love Reddit using this. One of my close friends and her husband quit their well-paying jobs to open up a bakery cafe, which was their dream, and they're having to close down because of the lockdown, life savings gone just like that. Okay, basically this thread is just very, very negative, which is understandably negative.
Yes. I'm so glad that we're past that now.
In number 9, we have, Reddit says 2 years ago, but actually it was in February last year. Basically talking about how OP had a conversation with a Grab driver. The Grab driver started talking about how they saw an ambulance driver uncle who got rejected when they tried to buy food, and the Grab driver then proceeded to buy the ambulance driver uncle chicken rice. Like when he tried to pass him the food, the ambulance driver uncle was like, oh, don't come near me, like just put it on the floor and I'll take it later.
I think when it started, people were afraid of coming into contact with them. On one hand, I understand, but on the other hand, I think it's just cruel.
It's very upsetting.
Yeah, it is. Like these people are fighting for your lives.
Top comment, basically Jfan is a healthcare worker as well. Jfan talked about how when someone accidentally asked us, oh, how's the condition at blah blah hospital, the people around them would start moving away and staring.
The medical professionals clean themselves, like they change out the scrubs, they change out all the things that could be contaminated, and then they go home. They don't just walk out of the hospital with their like dirty scrub. Come on now. I remember the whole campaign, like celebrating our heroes, the frontline workers. Oh, the clap! Oh,
Okay, so in position number 8, this kid in the NDP. 4 years ago
What, for real?
Yeah, 2017.
I thought it was 2019, like 2 years ago.
This Jeep, it never gets old, seriously.
Oh my god, yeah. So if you remember the boy who pointed his middle finger during the NDP.
So this is the top comment by user Explicit Guy, and someone took a picture of the boy being scolded by the teacher. Unfortunately, we can't confirm whether it's really the boy. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I can't
But it
really
does
see.
look like-
I think every NDP has its moments, right? So I remember like last year's NDP was the Food Panda rider. He rode that.
He waved also during the parade. So in number 7, this is basically the entirety of an average Singaporean's life summed up. It's just talking about how depressing like the average Singaporean's life is, because like you're born, you study, you go to NS. This is from the male perspective obviously, and talking about how hard it is to get a house, in debt for most of your life because you're paying off your house.
I feel like I can relate to this. I feel like we graduate really late, and then by the time we get out and graduate and get into the workforce, you're already old. So you're probably struggling and like scrambling to get a place of your own. And then by the time we get a place of your own, you're almost 30.
Let's look at the top comment from user Tapotelmo. If we put our heads together, would we be able to escape this hamster wheel? So is property price the one that trips us all? User Skatey Boy offered a different perspective. They're living in Silicon Valley, and they were basically talking about how they pay 1.7k SGD a month for a room in Silicon Valley.
Damn.
If I can offer a different perspective, I think another reason why Singaporeans are upset about housing prices, even though like it's actually quite affordable for citizens, is that people in other countries, right, they have a choice. Like if they are really unhappy with the housing prices here, they always have the choice of moving out to the suburbs. They don't choose to live in the metropolitan cities, and they choose to spend their time on the commute instead. But we don't get that choice because we are literally a city. We have no other choice. So in number 6, we have the haze.
Oh.
So it's actually a video. I think it's from The Office, like the sitcom.
Have you ever seen a burn victim?
You know, there's people who now work in an office.
True.
Let's remember those procedures.
Oh, this is made for Malaysians.
Yes.
That's the wrong way. We've already tried that. Remember your exit. Stay alive, I'm getting help. Pull me up. You're too heavy. I don't
Change the ORG petitions.
Oh. Oh.
How about 911? Anyone? 911.
It's so accurate though.
Yikes.
Oh, come on.
Not looking forward to the next case season.
Okay, number 5, we have, it's another P2HA article again, but this is the first one. So the previous one that we were talking about was the July one. So we went from phase 3, the 8 people,
Yeah.
then we
to
clamped
phase
down to...
2.
Yeah. But, no, because before phase 3 went back to P2HA, they went to like 5 people, right? And then
Yeah.
within like a week, then they switched back to 2 people, something like that.
Yeah. So it was 8-5.
Then 2.
2. And then I was on staycation and I was really pissed because I already booked my staycation and then I couldn't eat out.
Number 4, with 8.3k upvotes. That's pretty solid. By users CMBYIG and then. So this is a screenshot of Raisa Khan's Twitter, basically talking about therapy and how she's like a really good example, a representative for the millennials and Gen Zs. Yeah, top comment is by user GM Dotes and talking about this is great because therapy is way too stigmatized in SG. They also ask, you know, for people who do therapy, do you talk about it openly? Because like, let's say I had a therapy appointment tomorrow and if someone asks me, hey, are you doing anything tomorrow? Then like, will I tell them, oh, I have something on, or would I say, oh, I have therapy?
I think the fact that you have to think about like whether you want to say it is a problem. We have to be more open about talking about it and treating it like it's normal. Like just going to see a doctor when you're sick.
Number 3 with 8.4k upvotes. This is probably the post that is like from like the longest time ago. That means
4 years ago.
Singapore skyline during sunset. And I have to say that the sub has been inundated by like sunset pics in the past few years, but this is really pretty.
It was taken from the MBS Infinity Pool. I haven't been up there.
Same. I've actually never been up there.
Yeah, me neither. Number 2.
It's by user Chloe Mo, and it's a message to parents with school children from a student. So the OP is a student lah. So the gist of it is that OP is a 16-year-old student who just completed O-level, so they're working a part-time job right now. And OP has always been from a so-called elite school. They used to like refute the stereotype that parents from more elite schools were arrogant. However, after OP took on this part-time job to help to sell items for different schools, I think it's those kind where like they go to the school fairs and then they push like they probably sell, you know, like books or whatever lah. They really got looked down on by the parents, and unfortunately it was like parents whose children were in those particular elite schools lah. So OP talks about how on the first day of work they had a nasty parent who openly told her son, you have to wait, she's not smart, you know, just because OP had to confirm that the sample size that they gave them was correct.
How rude.
OP talks about how it's a common assumption that sales girls are people who have low levels of education and isn't the highest of job titles, but it doesn't mean that they are subhuman trash. I actually started working in retail in year 2 of uni. I kind of like empathize with what OP is feeling. I mean, obviously I've always been like told like, oh, why your grades good, blah 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 blah. So like no one has ever like really like looked down on me in that way before. But like after like working in retail, there are unfortunately some Singaporeans who really do assume that people working in retail are just like they're just there because they're stupid or whatever, which is just I don't even know what to say. It's like apart from the fact that like that is just not true.
Yeah.
So what even if the retail workers like their results are not as good as your child? That doesn't give you the right to disrespect them, right?
Exactly. I think working in retail and F&B really is an eye-opener. Like you really meet everyone from like people from all walks of life, whether good or bad.
You meet some great people, but you meet some terrible people.
Yeah. Okay, the number 1. The top post of all time on our Singapore Reddit is
with 12.8k upvotes.
It is a Singaporean lo-fi girl.
This is from 11 months ago. First, we have the Romanian lo-fi girl. We have the Greek lo-fi girl. I'm pretty sure there's Santorini in the background.
Yeah.
The Brazilian, Hungarian lo-fi girl. And then we have the Singaporean lo-fi.
It's so accurate though. I think only our generation can relate to the cane.
No, I think they still do lah.
Really?
I think less lah. But I think common still have one.
Wow, that cane was iconic.
Like the colour, then you can choose your own colour.
Yeah, then my mom let me choose my colour. Like,
I would throw my
because
cane
it's
out
gonna
of the
be-
window.
Oh my god, me too. I like threw it away or hid it somewhere.
高楼抛物.
And then she'll buy a new one.
This is really damn
doing your
relatable. It's like like you come back from school at like 4 p.m. after a long day of classes.
Yeah.
Then like you don't even bathe or you don't even eat. Or maybe you eat a quick meal, then you have to sit down to do your
Insane. I don't know how we did it. Now you put me through like a 1 hour tutorial and I just wanna bye. I wanna tap out already. I can see why this is a top voted.
Top comment is by user MikaKorgi19. He says, beats to study to indeed. Yes, nothing beats studying to the ASMR sounds of a cane swooshing while teardrops fall on my textbook. 10 out of 10 would study again.
Americans sing teardrops on my guitar. Singaporeans sing teardrops on my 10 years series.
And that concludes the top 10 threads of all time on the R Singapore subreddit.
Let us know what your thoughts are about the top 10.
The top posts of all time.
Yeah,
you can really see the Singaporean priorities.
Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, ring the notification bell, blah, 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 blah. And we'll see you next week.
Blah, blah,
Bye.
blah, bye.